Hi, I'm Yannick Hanfman.
I'm Ilya Marchenko.
I'm Dennis Kudla.
This is Sebastian Olfner.
It's Marc-Andrea Whistler.
I am Francisco Cerundolo.
And you're listening to the Gametolove Podcast. Hopefully you enjoy it.
Hopefully.
Hey, good morning, tennis fans. Here we go. It is the Wimbledon 2023 draw ceremony, and it is underway as we speak. Sorry for the delays. Well, we got Lion Eye in, we got a few other people in, and they are drawing it as we speak. We're starting with the women's, and we've got Iga Swiatek. She has drawn Zhu in the first round. So we'll take you through these as we go. JG will be with us in hopefully a few minutes time. I'll tell you who is going to be playing who. And we've got Jodie Burrage is playing Cathy McNally. We've got Trevisan versus Sorribes Tormo. We've got Diane Parry versus Harriet Dart. So there's one of the GB. It's interesting to see who we've got in this little section as well. Iga has in her section Coco Gauff, which is probably not too good for Iga Swiatek, as we know. Coco Gauff, she's been to a Grand Slam final already, and she's been always good on the grass. She is in that section. In Iga's section as well, we have Daria Kasatkina as well. That's another seed. Yeah, and we do have Azarenka in that section as well. Bencic, Elise Mertens as well. Yeah, I mean, and we have Venus Williams also in there. Obviously, she's now, 43 years old? Crazy. And it is Svitolina versus Venus Williams. Wow, what a first round matchup that is. That is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, who do you reckon's going to win out of that one? I mean, that's anybody's guess. I mean, bad luck for both them. Both wild cards into the event as well. So we got Sophia Kenin will be playing Coco Gauff in the first round. Oh my word, that's quite an epic matchup. Poor luck for both of those. Unfortunately, Sophia Kenin, after going through all the qualifying, she's now going to be up against the number 7 seed. Pegula will be playing Lauren Davis. And we've got Rakimova versus Buxa. So in this next section, this is like the Pegula section, I would call it. We've got Caroline Garcia in there. We've got Kudermetova, Vekic. We've got also Samsonova, Bauskova, and Qinwen Zheng in there as well with her. They're the seeds. I'll take you through some of these other ones as they're coming through. So we've got Camila Osorio Solano. And she is up against Chocioletto. We've got Masarova. She's just been drawn against Sharif, the 31 seed. Zheng will be playing Siniakova. It's not a bad first round matchup. I think Siniakova is currently in a semi-final in another tournament as well. So it might be a little bit tired. And we've got Sorenko versus Claire Liu is the next one, which has just come up. Right. It's nice that they've actually televised this one this year, which that's normally been done by radio, which is very disappointing. And here we go. We got on the screen here some potential round of 16 matchups here, which could be Iga versus Bencic, Coco Gauff, Kasatkina, Pegula, Samsonova. Looking down there, Jabberkovitova is the one that stands out for me. Sabalenka, Mukova as well. I mean, yet to see what Mukova's doing on the grass, but she's a very, very good player no matter what surface. Anna Bogdan against Samsonova. We've got Kudermetova, Kanepi. Vondrousova, she's an unseeded player. And she'll be playing Peyton Stearns. That's an interesting one. 2 youngsters. So we've got Sloane Stephens. She's going to be up against Rebecca Peterson. Sloane probably be happy with that draw.
How we doing? You all right?
A bit ropey, but yeah, we'll get there in the end, won't we?
How's everyone doing? Thanks for joining us. This is the Wimbledon draw reaction. As you can see on the screen with the women's, this is what we really want to be looking at. And these are the big names, who they're going to be playing. Iga can only play Rybakina in a final, it seems, which is pretty mad. We've then got Jabeur Kvitova, Sakari Kachikova, Sabalenka Mukova as a round of 16 matchup. So that was the semi-final of Roland Garros. Sabalenka Mukova would face even earlier. I think it gives Sabalenka an advantage playing someone like her earlier rather than later on because the pressure won't be on so much.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I'd rather play her there than back in a semis again, but any semi is going to be tough. Potentially, looking at that, it could be a semi-final against Rybakina. It could be Saba.
Terrible luck. I feel that Saba can beat anybody, though. We've got Ons Jabeur versus Freck in the first round. Ons Jabeur, obviously former finalist. I think that she could have a really good run at this tournament. I fancy her to go quite deep in this, but she is in the Rybakina section, so I reckon that she will probably meet Rybakina at some point, though.
Yeah, for those wondering about Anett Kontaveit, of course, this is her last ever tennis event. She's going to be playing Stefanini in the first round of her last tournament with a potential second round against Balskova. So not a bad draw, actually, for Kontaveit.
Did she come through qualifying, Stefanini?
Yeah, she could go for a few rounds, Kontaveit. It'd be nice for her to have a good send-off. She was such a good player the last few years, and it's a shame that she's been forced into retirement. I'm sure it wasn't a decision she had to take lightly. It's horrible.
It's terrible. I mean, she was somebody that you might have considered for a number one spot after all of those tournament wins, but she fell off very badly, the injuries, and you can tell it was a really difficult decision for her to make. This section, looking at it more closely, this is like a quarter of death, I feel. We've got Jabeur, we've got Rybakina, we've got Ostapenko and Kvitova all in the same section. And Pliskova, obviously, she's been to the final. Hadabmaya, this section's horrible. I mean, it's a terrible section. I mean, I feel sorry for if you're not on the top of your game, you're going out. And look, Kvitova's come off the back of a tournament win. Obviously playing Paolini first round.
Katie Bolter will play Daria Saville in the first round. Bolter one to watch at Wimbledon.
Definitely.
Her and Alex de Minaur don't do too bad.
Interested to see who Badoza and Tsitsipas get. Are they challenging the power couples with Bolter and Alex de Minaur?
Not quite. I'm not sure if they're there yet.
Not quite the same level. We got Cirstea. She's going to be pitted against, and obviously she's pretty good on the grass. Solana Cirstea. She's going to be up against Tatiana Maria. Oh no, that's not a good draw for Cirstea. That's actually a really bad draw for both of them. But if you get through that one, probably be in good form. Greet Minen is the first opponent for Ostapenko.
Do you want to have a look at this, Ben? Maybe go through Iga's potential path because we've got it on the screen. There's a lot of names, but I'll let you
look at that.
Have a little look through it.
Yeah, so round one, as I mentioned earlier, she'll be playing Zhu. A potential round two, Trevisan, Solibes, Tormo. Round three, she could be playing Martic, Parry, Dart, or Fravitova. Round four, Bencic, Lynette, Teichmann, or Collins. Quarterfinal, Kasatkina, Goff, Azarenka, Mertens, Svitolina, or Kenin. So quite a few, and they get them longer and longer. Semi-final potential for Iga would be Pegula, Garcia, Kudermetova, Samsonova, Zheng, Vekic, Balskova, and the final. I mean, look at all those names. Saba, Rybakina.
I don't agree with a lot of them.
No, I mean, I feel that you could halve that and maybe some more. But,
but I think the reason it is like that is because it is generally very open.
Yeah, definitely. Sakari playing Kostyuk in the first round. I mean, Sakari doesn't get any favours, does she?
Yeah, but Kostyuk as well doesn't get many favours. Her first round at Roland Garros was Sabalenka.
Terrible for
one of the first matches of the tournament. And look at this. Cornet, Rybakina is a possible round two. And we know that Cornet was the girl who beat Iga here last year. And I believe she beat someone big the year before as well.
She's good on the grass.
Who was it? She knocked someone else out. It wasn't Serena Williams, was it?
I can't remember.
I know Cornet's been in a bit of a... She's been knocking out a lot of big names at Wimbledon. Let us know in the live chat. Who did Cornet beat Not last year, the year before.
Wow, we've got another Brit wild card just come out. Sonia Cartel. She's up against Madison Keys. That's not a very good draw for her. Keys has been in really good form in the tournament at the moment. Badoza will be playing Alison Risk. There you go. Badoza's out. Well, not out, but she's out the hat.
She'll be happy with that.
Yeah, Kaya Juvan will be playing. Who's that?
The mad thing is
Better.
about the Sakari Kostyuk one. So Sakari Kostyuk, Badoza Risk, and the winners will face each other. So on paper, we're looking at a Sakari Badoza second round.
Mila Andreeva. She is up against Wang. Oh, Heather Watson, Barbara Krejcikova.
That is a big one. That is a big one. I'm going to tweet
massive.
that one out. That's huge.
That is really big. Mukova versus Niemeyer. Oh, no, Mukova. That is not a good first round draw. Niemeyer had a really good Wimbledon.
Playing that well, though.
Yeah, but she was good at Wimbledon last year.
Yeah, but she's not been, like, amazing.
Noskova versus Galfi. This is the Sabalenka section. In the seeds in the Saba section are Krejcikova, Keys, Potapova. We've got Sakari, Mukova, Alexandrova, Begu. Not the worst, but still some good players in there. Yeah, I mean, Mila Andreeva playing Wang in the first round. Jiu Wang. And Alexander Deveau has been really good form playing Navarro in the first round.
It's taken a long time to get through this one.
Yeah,
the Roland Garros one, they just rushed it out.
Yeah, I feel that they just fire them. Like they do about 20 in one go, don't they?
Yeah, this one's been drawn slower.
Like, it's a bit like the FA Cup, this one.
Yeah. You can see him putting it on the board in Wimbledon as Blinkova, we speak.
Yeah, Blinkova versus Wickmeyer. I want to have the crowds around that one. We've got Kutreva versus Georgie, and now we're going to find out who Sabalenka will play. Sabalenka, Udvardy. Oh, that's not too bad for a first round. Her best result there is second round, and that is the full draw.
Yep, I've got an image of it now, and I'm going to tweet it out if I can. So I'll let you speak the way you do it while I get it.
Sweet. Well, that was, I don't know, it was a little bit longer, but I like the fact we're getting it this at least televised now. Wimbledon traditionally behind the times, and now they're coming into the technological age, it seems, by actually having a live draw. I mean, they've been doing it in football for the past God knows how many years, and tennis catching up. They're only 30 years behind. Maybe they can try and overtake the other sports, but some interesting first round matchups there. I think the pick of the bunch has to be Svitolina Venus Williams for me. I don't know. 2 wild cards. We obviously got a former champion in Venus Williams and a former semi-finalist in Svitolina going up head to head. That one's going to be an epic one. I mean, what court will that go on? That's what I'm interested. Will they bump that up to like a centre court matchup? 2 wild cards. Has that ever happened before?
Well, it depends who else is playing at that same time, doesn't it, Ben?
Yeah, exactly. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Maybe see if you can find out Saba's potential route if that's on there, and then
I've got this full draw here.
Oh, okay, awesome.
What we're gonna have to do is click into the image, and then I think I can zoom in because it makes it.
Well, the quality just goes down, does it? Or
yeah, if I can do this.
Okay.
That's as much as I can go. I mean, you can still see a little bit of it.
It's a little bit confusing the way that they've done this. I don't know if I like the way.
Well, look. So this is the way it is. So look, 1 to 32.
Yeah, that's that.
33. So this is each quarter: first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter. In a way, it's probably the easiest layout. So this is the top half from this line down here. Top half on this side, bottom half on the other side. Initially, Ben, let's look through this top quarter then. So, quarter number 1, Iga's quarter, the number 1 seed. Initially, let's look at some unseeded players who could cause a bit of a worry for her. Seniba's Tormo on the grass. I don't really find it too much of a worry. I'm not looking at any of these. Linda Fruhvirtova potentially, but I think it's a tough match against Martic, who has history and pedigree at Wimbledon on the grass. Some of these names, we've got a lot of Brits in this section. Katie Swan's there. Jodie Burrage is there. Podoroska, I don't think she's going to do anything. Venus Williams. The big real talking point, I would say. I don't think Azarenka's really hitting it off at the moment.
Really? Goff's the main one.
Pulled out of Wimbledon.
No. Not to my knowledge.
Who did pull out then?
I don't know. I didn't see it on there. I can have a look at the withdrawals if you want.
Kina withdrew. Maybe it was another Russian player.
Well, they would have replaced it with a lucky loser.
Yeah.
So
someone did. A Russian player's withdrawn. Do you know who it is, Ben?
I'm just getting them up now. So we've got Kalinskaya. There you go.
Kalinskaya. Sorry, apologies. Not Kasatkina. Kalinskaya withdrew. Is she even Russian or Ukrainian?
I think she's Russian, yeah.
Oh, she is Russian.
Yeah.
Okay, so, right, anyway, forgetting that. Coco Gauff is in the bottom section of
that's the worst
of the Eagle one.
Yeah, I mean,
and I think Coco Gauff's one of the better seeded players on a grass court at Wimbledon.
Yeah, I think that's the best surface she could hope to face Iga on. So I feel that's where she'll have the best chance. Obviously, on the clay courts, it's not great for her because it's too slow. Iga just dominates on the Roland Garros clay, whereas Coco Gauff, we know what her pedigree's like on grass. We both even tipped her to win Wimbledon this year in December. So her draw's not bad. It's only Iga, really, that I'd be that worried about in Coco's section.
Yep.
I'll say only. Iga's playing quite well on the grass as well. She's in
I don't
bad
think it's
Homburg.
a bad section at all for Iga. I think it's okay. I'm not looking at any names as really scary. Of course, Venus Svitolina, but they're not what they were. They're not what they're not. They're not real big challengers. No. Sophia Kenin, Coco Gauff, it's just not what it was either. So I actually do believe potentially we could get the Iga Gauff projected quarterfinal?
Yeah, we got Matthew saying, where is Mila Andreeva in the draw? It'd be interesting to see where she is.
Well, let's have a look. So let's go to the next section now. We'll move on to that. We're going to get there, guys. Don't worry. We're going to take it step by step. So this is the second quarter, Ben.
Okay, awesome.
You want to go through it? Pegula's section.
Yeah, let's have a little look in Pegula's section. I think this is like the weakest quarter, to be honest. What? The Pegula one.
Are you joking or not?
What, out of all of them? For me,
clearly, it's this. I feel like Iga's one's a lot weaker than this one. So clearly, I don't know what you're talking about.
You've got Iga and Gauff in there, so that makes it stronger for me.
Yeah, but I mean, it's very much just a two-horse race. I feel.
Yeah,
it's very dominated by these. This is anyone's.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, this
is very open, and I think I disagree. I disagree about the standard.
The standard of unseeded players is better in that second one. Yeah, for sure.
No, it's not just that. I mean, the seeded players are good. Samsonova, Kudermetova, Qinwen Zheng, Pegula.
On grass, yeah, but I know that they're good. But on grass, what have they proved?
Samsonova and Kudermetova, they're good grass court players.
Kudermetova,
two of them are in the top 10.
Granted,
they're in the top 8 players to win Wimbledon.
Vekic is. I'd say Kudermetova and Vekic.
Vekic is there as well. She's probably in the. I think this is a really tough. I think you're being harsh, mate. This is a really tough. I think it's some good players here, and I'm not sure who's going to come out. I'm looking at. I think Vekic has a shot. She really does. I think she's really good. Qinwen Zheng, if everything goes great, she's not in good form. Samsonova or Kudermetova, that's anyone's. Whoever wins out of them two and goes furthest can easily win this section. I think it's tough.
Yeah, I mean, any other standout names from the non-seeds that you would...
Yeah, well, I've gone through them. Leila Fernandez is there. I know your quick to always dismiss her. Let's have a look at the bottom half. Maybe? So Ons Jabeur here at the top, but it's Rybakina's section. So Rybakina, this is tough, actually. This is the hardest so far, I think.
This is horrible, this section.
So we've got Ons Jabeur, Pliskova, Kvitova, Hadid-Meyer, Ostapenko, Rybakina as seeded players. You've got ones to watch as Elise Cornet, Sir Steyer, Andreescu, Balta, Freck.
For me, Andreescu
and Tatiana Maria, the semi-finalist last year at Wimbledon.
Yeah, for me, Andreescu not good on the grass. She's never really done much. So, I mean, she's still young. It doesn't mean she can't, but I've not seen anything that's
Let's
that
move
great
to the
from
last
Andreescu.
bit as well. This is Sakari as a seed, Keys, Potapova, Krachikova, Mukova, Alexandrova, and Sabalenka. So how do you assess this one? And this is where we have Mira Andreeva, the qualifier, in the section with Krachikova and Potapova. Horrible,
Yeah.
really horrible. Heather Watson's in there too.
Yep.
Do you see Sabalenka getting all the way through these top names? I think it's going to be difficult. She's got it harder than, say, an Iga does. Based off this, though, I would say I agree in the way that the top half is not as challenging as the bottom half. I think we've got some better players in the bottom half than the top.
Yeah, I'd say so. But
I think it's lopsided.
that third section in this side, like I'm sure Sabo, I doubt she'll be looking past like any opponent. But if you look in that bottom section, she's probably thinking if you get through that quarter, then you're only going to have like some outrageous big hitters in the next stages. For me, I feel Alexandrova in Saba's section is the one to really watch. I feel that she's super dangerous. And Keys has surprised me. I wouldn't have even said Keys coming into this, but considering how well she's playing at the moment this week, maybe she's a challenger now as well.
Right. Let's move on to the men's because the men's draw is underway. And I'm going to start with a big graphic, which is going to get some people very excited. And this is the projected quarterfinals for the men. So, Alcaraz, Rune, Medvedev, Tsitsipas on the top. On the bottom, Sinner, Ruud, Rublev, Djokovic. Instant reaction. Djokovic is going to absolutely walk his way into the final. Is that dismissive?
Maybe
is that really
dangerous.
rude?
It's dangerous to dismiss players. That's the thing.
Okay, well, I'm going to say this then now. Rublev, Grand Slam, no pedigree, bottles it, struggles. Casper Ruud, grass, not interested, doesn't want to be there, doesn't like the grass courts, will do anything rather than play on grass in a build-up to Wimbledon. Yannick Sinner, made of what? I don't even know. An elastic band. Doesn't have... I'm sorry, he's far too weak. Is he going to be the man to beat Djokovic? He can go 2 sets up and then lose in 5 like he did last year. I'm looking at that. The only players who can really beat Djokovic, I feel, are an Alcaraz, a Medvedev, and a Rune, all 3 of which are on the other side of the draw. Honestly, initial reaction, I'm calling it as it is, Ben. Djokovic walks it to the final. Can you not see what I'm saying?
I can see what you're saying. It's the only person really
you're
that
you would... saying I'm being harsh, but you're saying, what, you think Rublev will beat a Djokovic or a Ruud or a Sinner at Wimbledon?
Out of those 3 that he's pitted in his section, Sinner's the only one that I'd consider. Sorry to Rublev. Casper Ruud's only good on grass when he's playing golf. But the top section, they always pick a horrible picture for Medvedev, don't they? never fails to disappoint. And Alcaraz and Rune in that top section as well. I mean, Rune, would he fancy his chances? I'm interested to see how this coming out. Berrettini versus Sonego, first round matchup. Italians going at it. We got Zverev's first round matchup against Brewer, a qualifier from Holland as well. Yibing Wu versus TFO first round. That could be quite an entertaining one. Alcaraz Shardy. Shardy's playing. I didn't realize Shardy was playing. Wow. What a present for coming back. Gets to play Alcaraz. And Dimitrov. Oh, he's up against the qualifier, Shima Bakuru. Who else have we got in here? They're coming through as we speak. We've got Arthur Fees, which is the youngest player in the tournament, up against Alejandro Davidovich Fokina.
And what about this from Oli Patone? I'll let you go through it.
Oh, Carlos Alcaraz's Wimbledon draw. Round 1, Shardy. Round 2, Rinderknecht. Round 3, either Jarry or Humbert. Round 4,
sorry, horrible. Yeah, Jarry there.
Jarry, yeah. Dimonor or Zverev. I mean, that's terrible to have that Dimonor in your section.
I think to have Jarry in a 3rd round, Dimonor Zverev in a 4th round, And then from beyond then, it's always going to be tough. This is a really tricky draw
Humbert
for
good on the
Carlos
grass as
Alcaraz,
well,
man.
wasn't he? So, yeah, I mean, TFO in the same quarter as well. That him and Runa to be in there, that's terrible. Medvedev, Tsitsipas, or Norrie. I like the fact they've put Norrie in there. Then Djokovic, Rude, or Sinner. Rude, I'm not being rude, but just put Djokovic or Sinner, I think, there. Medvedev has a Brit in the first round. Wildcard, Arthur Ferry. And we got Manarino Shevchenko first round there. Medvedev
What about this
section.
first round? Berrettini Sonego, round 1, with a
Yep.
possible round 2 of either De Minaur and a round 3 of Zverev, or a round 4 of Alcaraz. So does Berrettini have any? Berrettini will have to beat Sonego, De Minaur, Zverev, Alcaraz in his first 4 matches of Wimbledon, potentially.
That's madness.
So Berrettini, you can vote more or less say, is he going to do it though? If Berrettini beats Sonego, De Minaur, Zverev, Alcaraz, is he going to win the whole thing, Ben?
It might go to 5 sets with all of them. Who knows? You don't know with
Then
Berrettini.
And then he can pull out.
Comes up to Djokovic and just withdraws. Can't play the final. It's just a default.
Yeah, that's a really tough draw for Berrettini. Probably the toughest draw I've seen in a Grand Slam since I've been doing this podcast. In fact, I've never seen a run-in like Berrettini's one here at Wimbledon.
Terrible. We got Milos Raonic. He's in. This is an interesting person to have in. Obviously, he's a former finalist. He's in the section of Medvedev and is it Tsitsipas? This quarter, Medvedev, Tsitsipas, Norrie, Korda, Shelton, and now it's got Raonic in there as well. Cam Norrie will play Thomas Mahach in the first round. Yeah, Korda in the little section with Tsitsipas. I bet he won't be happy about that. Tsitsipas. Be interesting to see who Korda's playing first round. Good on the grass courts. There's not really any others. Offner is playing Lehechka first round.
Oh no, Lehechka's good.
I'm not too mad about that. I feel like it's a winnable one. And we've got Chris O'Connell versus Hamad Medjedovic, the qualifier from Serbia. Playing really well at the moment. That's a very interesting one. Obviously, Chris been on the podcast, but Yuri Vesely versus Sebastian Korda. Oh, it's a terrible draw for Korda. Vesely is a giant killer at Wimbledon. Tara Daniel versus Ben Shelton. Go on.
Potential round of 16s. Alcaraz De Minaur, TFO Runa, Medvedev Paul, Norrie Tsitsipas, Rude Coric, Fritz Sinner, Felix Rublev, Djokovic, Musetti. I'm sorry, but the top half is is tougher. It really is.
Yeah.
I think the reason I say that is maybe I'm biased, but TFO was going to be one of my real players to watch this event.
Yeah.
I think he could do it really well. Beat Tsitsipas a few years ago, and I like him a lot.
Andy Murray will be playing another Brit. It's Ryan Peniston in the first round.
Yeah, with a second round, we've got Toot Lawrence and Murray, Tsitsipas, second round, potentially.
Tsitsipas just gets no luck at Wimbledon.
But you say no luck. You say Murray's got no luck there.
Do you think Murray
beats Tsitsipas?
I think he's got a real good chance. I feel that the odds will probably be.
He'll definitely have the fans on his side. He always will at Wimbledon.
Oh, can you imagine Steph just like having a hump at the back of the court, slouching around,
getting booed?
Yeah, can see it already. Sinner versus Juan Manuel Cerundolo.
What the hell? Look at this. Stefano Tsitsipas, Dominic Thiem, first round with the winner playing Andy Murray.
It's like the who's who down in that little section. And this section, this is the Casper Ruud section. For seeds, it's not that strong. I mean, Fritz is going to fancy his chances here. We've got Sinner, Fritz, Evans, Coric, Ruud. It's Batista, Agut, Shapo, Nishioka. This section, I think, it's anybody's. I mean, Fritz, this is a chance now. Sinner would be liking this little draw, but he had a good draw at Roland Garros and didn't really help him, did it?
That's insane, man. Tsitsipas
Can't-
team to face each other in the first round, and then play Andy Murray.
I feel that, no disrespect to team, but I think Tsitsipas will do him. What we got? Who else we got? Taylor Fritz. This is his first round opponent. Who's it going to be? Oh, Hanfman. That's not a good draw for Fritz. Oh, how fun is that?
Fritz isn't even playing very well. He lost to Tim McDonald the other day.
And Hanfman's playing all right.
So we've got Zverev, TFO, Rune, Dimonor, all in Alcaraz's top quarter. Alcaraz is just not doing it, is he now?
Well, if he does, he's going to have to
This is a killer draw. If you are just joining, let me just take you through the summary of this. Djokovic, very, very, very easy draw. I'm sorry. I've never seen Djokovic have such a good draw at Wimbledon. This just looks so good for him. I don't see any of them names at the bottom. Fritz, not in good form. Sinner, injury problems. Felix, I don't think I can remember the last time he won a match. Rublev, weak at Grand Slams. Musetti, can he ever beat Novak Djokovic? He did recently. Maybe probably the toughest one down there. Yeah, but maybe it's the toughest one down there is Musetti. Because I don't see Ruud, Coric, Fritz, Sinner, Felix, or Rublev getting anywhere near him. It couldn't have been any easier. I'm sorry.
Cheers to Jamie for the super chat.
Switch Norrie. If you switch Norrie if you just move the super chat because it's covering the name, you switch. You switch.
Oh, shit! So I'll do it.
You switch Norrie for Musetti, then it's an absolute piss up for Djokovic. Easy, get all the way to the final. But yeah, cheers, Jamie, for the super chat. Team, just retire, man. It's not meant to be anymore. Gosh.
Sad. But I sort of, if he had a better draw, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it's just, you can't just be hoping for good draws all the time. Casper Ruud will be playing Laurent Lecoli in the first round, the French qualifier. There's a lot of people from the same country playing each other. I've saw German versus German, French versus French a few times, Brits versus Brits. What's going on with this pot? They just keep drawing the same countries against each other.
Nick Kyrgios will play David Goffin in the first round.
Wow. Karatsev, Van Asher as well. David Goffin. Karatsev.
He always gets in there, doesn't he, old Karatsev?
That's it. He's in Rublev's section. He's got. Could
Who
be a
wants to
potential.
see Andy Murray's route to winning this whole thing?
Yes.
Go on, Ben. This one's for you.
Go on, do it.
Enjoy it.
Oh, here we go. Ryan Peniston, first round, wipes the floor with him, goes into the second round, destroys Tsitsipas in a 5-set thriller, and then Shelton or Cressy, easy money, gets past them. Norrie or Korda, Norrie will bend the knee at Sir Andy, let him through. Korda, well, that would be a real tough one. I feel that he has a better chance against Norrie than he does against Korda. And then Medvedev or Paul, they're just not. They don't even stack up at Wimbledon compared to Sir Andy. And then Alcaraz going to be so tired by the time he gets to the semi-final. He's going to play like 5-setter after 5-setter. Murray just gets past him, straight sets, and then Djokovic Murray final. It looks like 10 years after Murray beat him, he comes on and beats Djokovic in the final. Straight sets win again for Andy Murray in the final. Oh no, I want it more dramatic. He comes back from 2-0 down against Djokovic in the final.
Well, Andy Murray does love a marathon match. How many 5-set matches in here, Ben? That's something you've not told us.
What, in the first round or in this draw? I think there could be at least 2.
Joking aside, it's not actually the toughest draw. Like it's
quite
the
good.
Alcaraz one's a lot harder. I feel looking at it. Say if Tsitsipas just beats him and Tsitsipas doesn't turn up, Shelton Cressy can beat them. Norrie Korda, I think it's winnable.
Yep.
Medvedev Port, like it's not actually terrible. Of course, it's a big ask, but it's not terrible.
He just needs to not get too many miles on the clock in those first few rounds, I think, and then he might have a chance towards the quarterfinals.
Yeah, big news as well. Iga has just pulled out of her last the event she's playing right now.
You're going to say Wimbledon? I was like, no.
She's not pulled out of Wimbledon. She's pulled out of her, was it Bad Homburg?
Yeah, semi. I think she was playing. She's playing good. Playing well. Oh, Stan Wawrinka will be playing Emil Rusevori in the first round. And Djokovic has, we don't know yet, but Jordan Thompson will be a potential second round matchup for Djokovic. He'll be playing Brandon Nakashima. And Djokovic will be playing, here it is, Pedro Cashin. Can't make it up, can you?
Just lucky, man.
The clay court master. Cashin. What did he have in his Roland Garros first round? A guy had never played on clay before. Now he's going to have someone traditionally not good on the grass courts, which will be Cashin. Oh, it's just hilarious. You just can't make it up, can you? Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So, Novak.
Let's get it out. Let's get the Djokovic one up.
Let's get the
We've done Andy Murray. And I think this is the real big talking point. There you go. Over to you.
Novak Djokovic's Wimbledon draw, and this is who he may play on the way to the final and winning his 24th Grand Slam. It is Cashin round 1, Thompson or Nakashima round 2, Echeverry Wawrinka round 3, Musetti or Hurkacz in round 4, Rublev, Felix, Bublik or Kyrgios in the quarterfinals, Ruud, Sinner, Fritz as a semi-final, and then if Alcaraz can get through the gauntlet that is set to him, he may be there, or it'd be Medvedev, Tsitsipas, or Rune.
So looking at it now, one thing I would say is the seeds could be slightly deceiving. We've been saying it's an easy draw because we've been looking at purely the seeds. If we look at the players who aren't as high seeded, like a Hurkacz, like a Kyrgios, like a Fritz, I don't know. It gets easier after the semi-final, really. I think Kyrgios or Hurkacz have that firepower. Bublik as well, but the problem with Bublik is he's just won. What did he win?
Halle.
He won Halle, which you win and then you lose first round. It's the curse. Only Federer wins Halle and then wins Wimbledon. He'll go out first round, Bublik, just like every other Halle victim who's won that. Something may change around, but Kyrgios, he's not coming into this with any kind of form. He's injured. He's struggling. It's not the same Kyrgios who come into last year's Wimbledon. Can he turn it on? I feel like we're clutching at straws. Djokovic should walk it to the final. He really should. Unless Hurkacz has the ability to beat Novak Djokovic. I do think that.
No,
but it's a massive ask.
I mean, if you'd have said Hurkacz maybe a year or so ago, but now not this Hurkacz, I don't think. I don't feel like what's Hurkacz been up?
Mate, Hurkacz is good.
He's lost to in his grass court so far.
Matter, man. Hurkacz is good.
I mean, for me, he hasn't done anything good on grass so far this year. He's been to tie breaks, 3 sets with Watanuki, tie breaks. He's beaten Chris O'Connell. He lost to Struff. He lost to Talon Griekspoor. He's only just beaten Chris Eubanks. It's just not the form of somebody I see troubling someone like Novak Djokovic. Yeah, I mean,
I'm just going to post this thing, so you have to just keep talking.
No, I mean, for me, if Hurkacz plays Djokovic, Djokovic will just use that brain, the tennis brain, just to play. It's like playing a Berrettini or someone like that. You're just going to go, right, I'll just go into your backhand. I'll get you running around because you've not got as good a movement as me. And the variety will just kill him. And I don't see Hurkacz being a real test to someone like Djokovic at Wimbledon. We saw what happened last year at Wimbledon. There's big servers. They can get a set, but that's about it, really. We saw with, what was his name? Van Rijkhoven. Amazing for a set. That's all. Saw it with Kyrgios. Amazing for a set. That's all. Saw it with Berrettini in the final as well. Great for a set. That's all you get. You don't get much more than a set. Sinner got 2, but then you saw he, unfortunately, just weak mentality, weak body. Djokovic just stronger. And here we go. These are the whole quarters of the men's draw. And Alcaraz probably... So
this is, for you, if you're just joining, this is the top half. So from this line down here, This is the top half, and the bottom half is to the right-hand side. So we've got Alcaraz, Medvedev in this top half. Tsitsipas, Runa's there. Korda, Shelton, Paul, Norrie, Dimonor, TFO, Jari Zverev, Greek Sport Sarundalo, we're not spoke about here. He's also in this section. Let's go quarter one, Ben.
Yep.
Unseeded players to watch. Who's there?
Well,
Berrettini being the obvious one.
Yeah. I mean, other than Umber, maybe. I don't know. Kubler. We haven't said about Kubler. He obviously did really well at Wimbledon last year. That's in Alcaraz's little
Kubler?
sections up the top, right next to Umber. Playing Umber
Okay.
first. That could be a long
I
match.
don't think he's as good as he was last year.
Just won a challenger. I don't know.
Jari scares me. He's great. Berrettini is an unseeded. It's dangerous. Ivashka can be dangerous. I don't know if he will be. Arthur Fields, young, nothing to lose. Could be dangerous. Davidovich Fokina has ability. Probably pushed Djokovic the furthest at Roland Garros out of everyone he played.
Yeah.
And then Runa's here.
Yeah.
Van der Zandt, what are we dismissing him as an unseeded? That's dangerous to have him.
I think Arnaldi's more dangerous than Van der Zandt, to be honest.
I disagree.
Big serve and Italian, qualified in style. I think that he's going to be quite dangerous. But we've got TFO. Maybe will he be more dangerous than Holger Rune in this section?
Maybe.
This is a terrible
it's
section.
Horrible. It's a terrible quarter, man.
Just to see Dimonor and TFO are back to back there. Zverev in there as well. If he puts it together. Yeah, I mean, it couldn't be any worse, I don't think, for Carlos Alcaraz. But what do they say?
Let's move on to the next quarter, Ben. The top half. The other top half.
Yep. So Medvedev, he's playing the Brit, should get through him. Should get through those first few rounds for me, Medvedev. And Cerundolo, actually a quite good draw for him, I think. Raonic, the jury's out at the moment.
Is it Lehechka?
Yeah, but I don't know about Lehechka on the grass at the moment.
Oh, come on, Ben. He's going to be so good on the grass. His game's perfect for it.
I don't doubt it.
He's a multi-surface man, Lehechka.
He is. Offner's
I think that's
standing in the way, though. I think Offner's been to the third round before. But anyway, going down there, Korda, he's not going to be happy with that draw. I mean, Vesely, that nobody wants Vesely. That's one of those players that when it comes, it's like having a Kai Kanepi or something on the women's side, a Yuri Vesely.
Yeah.
It's just a terrible draw for Korda. If he gets past him, though, I feel that he should be cruising until, Cam Norrie, I think.
And this is the crazy bit.
Yeah.
Murray, Peniston, Team, Tsitsipas. Murray, Team, Tsitsipas, all in a line. All next to each other.
Yeah. Do you think we're mad to rule out Peniston against Murray?
Yeah.
Because he's good on the grass himself. He's Brit. Any Brit is good. Any Brit is good on grass.
I think Murray wins, but yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll be pushing him through. This next one, Sinner be happy with his.
So let's just clarify what this is, Ben. This next one. This is the bottom half now.
Yeah. The bottom half. Yannick Sinner will be happy with his little section, I think, here. I think that he probably will come and meet Taylor Fritz, if I'm honest. I think that those two are on a collision course.
Yeah, looks likely. Very possible, that one.
Player to watch, Otte, maybe. I feel that he's qualified pretty well and he's done quite well at Wimbledon before.
Yeah, it doesn't really scare me. I mean, and then this next bit is terrible. Probably the worst quarter, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like Sinner generally should walk it.
Would Dan Evans fancy
Shapovalov as a seed, terrible. Rude on grass, not great. Chorich, don't fancy him doing well. Fritz not playing great, but can turn it on. Agut might fancy his chances, really, in this bottom bit.
Have we ruled out the two big Canadians completely in this? Felix and Chapo, I mean, they can play on grass. We know that they do have a good game for it, but is it just the form?
No, Chapo, definitely dismiss him. Terrible player at the moment. Don't fancy him. Felix, certainly, you can't dismiss because things could just click. And Felix it's dangerous, I think.
Yeah. Bublik, we don't know how
Like,
far
I
he'll go.
feel Djokovic here in this. Let's move to the fourth quarter. His quarter's tougher than the third quarter. So
Yeah.
if he can get through this quarter, win his quarterfinals, I don't think he will get a particularly tough semi, because the semi-final will be one of these players here for him. You could say maybe Sinner's really tough, but I don't think Sinner against Djokovic at Wimbledon is a tough match for him. I don't think Sinner, because Sinner's got to get all the way to the semi-final. He didn't manage. They played, what was it, in the quarters last year?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
And that was already a step too far for Sinner with his body. Like, he got 2 sets up and just couldn't handle it. If he goes an
No.
extra round, I mean, he's not physically fit, Yannick Sinner, to go through a Grand Slam and win it at the moment. Brilliant player. Awesome. So good on the grass. Can get so far. Is he going to be able to get through a Novak Djokovic in a semi-final? No, he can't. He just can't. I'll eat my
Well,
hat if he could.
Well, I mean, looking at that, I mean, Djokovic couldn't have probably picked a better seed to have in his mini section as well. Echeverri, clay quarter as well. Musetti, Hurkacz. Well, let's see how they play their first matches. I mean,
I think it's more
Hurkacz up.
Musetti, Felix, Hurkacz, Bublik, Kyrgios. There's some tough players here.
Yeah,
I'm not
big
going to be
servers.
too. There is some tough players in Djokovic. There is a few banana skins there. The
Karatsev.
big thing I want to say about it is they're banana skins, but they're not like in good form.
Yeah,
Apart from
John Isner.
Bublik.
We're not
Bublik, the
mentioning
only
him.
player in form in his section.
Didn't mention Big John there. Big John in Musetti and Hurkacz's section.
Yeah, but it's a Big John like we've never seen before. Like, it's not the Big John we know and love.
Could still serve. It's quite good on the grass.
True.
But doesn't really matter. I don't think that he's going to get too far, Big John, sadly. Right. Well, I think we've sort of done it to death now, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much that.
Yeah, let's wrap this up then, mate. Oh dear. Well, that was sorry for the bit of a delayed start and a little bit all over the place at the beginning, but it all came together in the end. And we do now have the women's and the men's draws all finalized. Hopefully there are no withdrawals so that we get the best draw possible. Obviously, the Russians and Belarusians are back in the draw as well. So we have a complete draw this year, not like last year. So we'll get to see who wins. I mean, do you reckon they're going to be fired up more, the Russians and Belarusians, considering they didn't play it last year? Or are they're going to have a chip on their shoulder, point to prove?
I think they're always dangerous. They're some of the best players in the world are from Russia. So it's going to be tough. Belarus as well with Sabalenka. But yeah, let's wrap that up. That is our initial Wimbledon draw reaction. We will be doing an official draw preview later on, maybe tomorrow. But for now, thank you for watching. Make sure hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. We'll also release some news videos later on today with some routes, just identifying some individual players.
Yeah, for sure.
My summary of the whole thing, I think Djokovic has not got a bad draw at all. On the women's, I think Iga is actually very fortunate being on that side. And she's got a chance, Iga. She's now withdrawn from Bad Homburg. She's going to prioritise Wimbledon. She avoids Rybakina and Sabalenka until a final. So she's got a good chance. You've got the big three and Rybakina, Saba on one side, Iga on the other.
And the thing to note that this year, different to last year, she didn't have a warm-up tournament last year. She has this year. So she will be in much better form coming in and will hopefully swat away players like Elise Cornet in this year's draw.
Anyway, thanks everyone for watching and we'll see you soon.